Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about the top 18 books that I want to read in 2018. All of these books are going to be books that are on my backlist. So these are books that I have not purchased so far yet in 2018. And yes, I already did break my book buying ban. More on that in another video. But all of these books are going to be books that I have wanted to read for a while, or that have been sitting on my shelves for a good amount of time, and that I really want to get to in 2018. So no new books, no more like recent books. Most of these are pretty older releases. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first book is actually the book that I'm reading right now, and that is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I have been obsessed with this. Like, as soon as I started reading it, I was absolutely hooked. And I'm actually like kind of mad at myself that I haven't read this sooner, because it is absolutely amazing. Everything about this has just drawn me in, kept me going. I'm definitely probably going to make I'm probably going to be making a video about this book, because it's just so good, and one of those books that I think everybody should read, and I'm kind of mad that I haven't read yet. So I am actually super excited to finally be getting into this and, checking off one of my, most wanted to read in 2018 so early. Next up, we have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This basically is a stand-in for all of Cassandra Clare's books. I have obviously not read any of them, and this is always like the series that I'm like, oh my god, I need to do that, I need to read that, oh my god, I want to read that so bad, and then I never get around to it. So this is definitely on like my must read this year, because I mean, everybody talks about these books. Everybody's like so excited about Lord of Shadows and Lady Midnight and all of that, and I can't read those books until I get through like the initial series. So I definitely want to, make a good dent in these books this year. Next up, we have A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I obviously read ACOTAR and ACOMAF this past year in 2017 and absolutely love them, and I definitely want to finish off the series this year. This is the UK paperback because I wanted them all in paperback, weirdly. But yes, I do want to get into this really badly. I'm kind of nervous though, like I'm hesitant to get into this because there were very mixed reviews on this book in like ways that people were like disappointed, and I don't really want to be disappointed. So I think that's why it's taking me so long to get into this, but I do want to finish this by the end of the year. Now, the rest of the books are actually hanging up behind me. I do have floating bookshelves in my dorm room, and I'm not going to be pulling them down to show you them, like hold them up, mostly because they're kind of difficult to deal with, to be honest. Like, I just don't want to like knock something over. There's a really high one that you can't see that I don't want to deal with. So I'm just going to be going through them, talking about them, but not holding them up, but they are behind me. So next up, we have The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. This received such a great amount of hype when it came out and when the second one came out, and I just feel like I'm totally missing out on that. It's been one of those books that has been on my TBR for a while that I've just been like, you need to read that, you need to get that to that. Like, I'm really excited to read it, but I just like haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm really hoping to get to it this year. Next up, we have This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. I've just heard nothing but good things about Victoria Schwab's writing, and I don't think I've ever read anything by her, so I think this is the year I need to change that. I definitely own quite a few of her books and have just never gotten into them, and this is one of those duologies that everybody absolutely loved and that I feel like totally left out of, so I definitely want to get to it this year. Next up, we have two. We have Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Obviously, this is one of the most loved like duologies on BookTube. People are obsessed with this duology, and I've never read it, so obviously I bought it because I was really excited after all the hype it received. And like, I feel like I do this a lot where I get really excited about hype and then I just never read the books. So I'm trying to fix that this year, dwindle down my TBR and just get to the books that excite me and that I want to read, because I want to read these books. Like, I want to read them, but I just like haven't. Next up, we have A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Yet again, another Victoria Schwab book. I want to read this so badly. People love this trilogy. I've heard nothing but amazing things. Reagan from Peruse Project recently read it and was like freaking out about it, so I just like reignited my like desire to read these books. Like yet again, I've wanted to read this forever. I bought it, I think I pre-ordered it. I definitely pre-ordered it and I was so excited about it, and then I never read it. How much sense does that make? Zero, but I'm gonna get to it this year. I really am. Like, that is one that I'm like, no excuses, you're reading this year. Next up, we have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I think this is like the only contemporary on this list. I might be lying, but like it's one of very few contemporaries on this list. I bought a signed copy of Carry On 2 years ago probably, and I hadn't read Fangirl yet, but like I saw it and I was like, I have to have that signed. But I feel like I need to read Fangirl first to appreciate Carry On. So I really want to get Fangirl done this year. I want Carry On too, but like Fangirl is like my #1 priority, obviously, because you know, need to get to that. But yes, I want to read Fangirl. I've heard amazing, like I feel like I say the same things for every one of these like books. Like, heard amazing things, need to read it, haven't. Next up is one of those books that I wanted so badly last year. Actually, the next 2 are books that I was like, I need these books. And I got them in September, I believe, and then just never read them. I hate myself sometimes. So the first one is... A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. People freaked out about this book and they loved it, and I just feel like I'm gonna love it too. I don't know what it was, but something like called me to it. So I was like, I have to pick up this book. I did buy it. It was one of the few books that I bought in the latter part of the year, and I just am so mad because I just never got to it, and I'm like looking at it every day and I'm like, I want to read that so bad, but I never feel like I'm in the mood for those. Like, I definitely pull for like fantasy and historical fiction a little bit more than like that, and I know it's historical fiction kind of, but like a little bit different, and I just want to read it so badly. So the same goes for this next one. The next one is Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. I was obsessed with We Were Liars, and I think I'm going to be obsessed with this one. I actually haven't heard much about this. Like, I know I heard about it when it came out, and then I pretty much never heard anything again, and I want to find out what it's about because I loved We Were Liars, and I hope I'm going to love this one, so I need to get into it. It's not long. Like, these books aren't long, but like, I just need to like do it. I just need to force myself, sit down and read them. Next up is a book by an author that I read her like big trilogy last year and was obsessed with, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I was so excited about Strange the Dreamer. I want to say I pre-ordered that one too. If not, I ordered it like as soon as it came out. I just was so excited because I read Laini Taylor, I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I was like, this is beautiful, I love this, oh my god, like it was so good. And then when I was like, oh my gosh, she's coming out with a new book, oh my god, I have to get it, and then I didn't read it. I definitely heard like more like mixed reviews than about Strange the Dreamer than I did about Daughter of Smoke and Bone, but I still want to read it because I still love Laini Taylor's writing, and I feel like she could probably write like a manual and I'd read it because it's just so beautiful. So I just need to like buckle down and sit down and read it because I know people really liked it as well, so need to crack into that. Next up, we have The First 15 Lives of Harry August by Claire North. I have wanted to read this book since I started on BookTube, and I bought it on Book Outlet. Reagan raved about it on her channel, and I was immediately like, I want to read that. That sounds so cool. Basically, this guy like relives his life like over and over and over again, and I don't know, I'm just so like very interested in that. And it's not like one of those books that are super hyped on BookTube or anything, but I want to read it so badly, and like I've brought it to school with me I think like 3 years in a row, never read it. This year is the year I'm gonna read it. Next up, we have Truthwitch by Susan Dennard. This was one of those series that people went crazy for last year and the year before, I believe. Maybe all last year, I don't remember. But I just remember hearing so much about it. I bought it off Book Outlet. I was really excited for it. Didn't read it. I don't know what it is. Like, I buy books, I get really excited for them, and then I don't read them. I don't know what my problem is. It's a problem. Last semester, I had to read like 20 some books for my lit degree, so that might have something to do with the fact that none of these books got read. I don't know, but this year, not gonna be the case. Not gonna be the case. I'm gonna read not all my TBR, but all the books that I'm like really pissed at myself I haven't read yet. Next up, we have And I Darken by Kiersten White. This called to me. It's one of those books that I saw in the store and was immediately like, I need to have that. And like, beautiful cover, but sometimes it's not even the cover. Sometimes it's just like, I need this book and I don't really know. I feel like I connect with a book, love at first sight kind of thing. I don't know. I'm rambling. It sounded crazy, but I never read this. and sequels come out. I'm pretty sure like the third one's coming out, I believe. I could be making that up, I have no idea. But like, I'm behind, and it's kind of a hefty book, and I need to read it, and I need to read these books that excite me, and I'm just, oh my god, I'm a broken record. Next up, we have Flame in the Mist by Renee Ahdieh. I don't really know what it is about this book that makes me want to read it. It's not like I heard like ridiculously great things about it. I heard like decently good things about it when it came out. People were really excited, but then I think it kind of just like fell off, and there's probably more books that I need to read more than this one, but I don't know what it is. But like, I brought it to school and was like, I'm gonna read this year. I don't know, I'm gonna read it this year. And last up, we have Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I have all 3 of this trilogy, and I have heard such amazing things about it. Reagan just makes me want to read books. Like, I've just realized, I watch Reagan's channel, I immediately just want to read everything she talks about. So, like, I also want to read some Cinda Williams Chima, but like, I don't have any here with me, so like I didn't include it because the books that I have here with me are more likely to be read because, you know, I have them. But anyway, I digress again. I definitely want to read Kiss of Deception. I got really excited. I obviously bought all 3 of the books. I was like, I'm gonna love this, blah blah. Haven't started it. So if I can get the first one out of the way, then maybe I'll read the second one. Get the ball rolling. Please. Please. So yes, those are the top most anticipated books that I want to read in 2018. Comment down below your like, I'm definitely going to read that this year from your backlist. Not so much like books that are coming out. I might do a video soon, maybe books I've already bought that I want to read this year. But yeah, comment down below anything from your backlist that you are really excited to read this year, or you really want to get into, or you're like, why haven't I read this? Comment down below. Recommend anything to me that you think I should hear. But yes, thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all the normal stuff, and I will see you guys again really soon.